I have no problem talking to you guys. Thank you. What's up, man? How are you?
Hey, Myron. Yeah,
Hey.
so I'm a white nationalist, white supremacist.
All right, cool.
I was here and I debated Destiny a few months ago.
Nice. Okay.
And yeah, so I don't agree with you when you say that none of us exist. Obviously, I want to deport the non-whites. I want to get rid of the blacks.
Well, I didn't say you guys don't exist.
Okay, so
I said
you
that it's
exist.
not like a viable excuse anymore to claim systemic
But
racism
we
or.
are real, right? You agree white nationalism and white supremacy is real?
Yeah, it exists, but it's not to keep anyone from success. Is
And
my argument.
Do you support white nationalism?
I support any group's people to exercise nationalism. I've been very vocal about this. I think if people want to be black nationalists, people want to be Mexican nationalists, people want to be nationalists in general, and they love their group of people, that's fine. I've always thought it was weird how white nationalists can't be white nationalists without being called some pejorative term or lose job opportunities. Meanwhile, other groups of people can be nationalists with no consequence. So I think I think every group of people should be able to be proud of their skin and their heritage.
So that's going to be a civil war, right? If there's black nationalists, white nationalists, Latino nationalists, that's just going to be a civil war, correct?
Well, I think that there's ways to mitigate that and exist in harmony. I mean, Lincoln Rockwell had a great admiration for Malcolm X.
Nationalism literally means we don't want to live in harmony. We want to have our own nation.
Well, you can do that via segregation. You can do it via. There's other ways to go about it,
And
but
so with the Civil Rights Act, we want to repeal the Civil Rights Act. You are against that, correct?
I just don't think that's a viable. That's a realistic option in 2026.
So repealing the
I understand
19th
that you want to repeal it, but we have to be realistic. As like, are you really going to be able to repeal that in 2026 and
Yeah,
beyond?
I actually think we will. But
Okay.
do you think that's more or less likely than repealing the 19th Amendment?
With the 19th Amendment, I think that's if we want to talk about the 19th Amendment, that's actually created a lot of the issues that we have. But I think, we'd probably be able to repeal I think it'd be easier probably to repeal the 19th Amendment
Okay,
versus.
but once we repeal the 19th Amendment, the entire reason that white nationalists want to do that is because then women won't vote and then we'll win on white nationalism, correct? Isn't that the entire goal?
I don't know about that, man. I mean, the reality is that whites are dropping off when it comes to the majority, and then
we want to stop that. We want to get rid of the
Of course,
non-whites.
I get that. I get that. But the other reality also is that many of the whites aren't going to vote for that. You're right. Like this is a very small subset of people that believe that way. Which again, this is the beauty of the United States of America. We can have this discussion.
And so
the First
the
Amendment.
JQ arguments, right? And so one of the JQ
Yeah.
arguments, I watched your video with Louis Theroux, the behind the scenes. You mentioned a lot of JQ arguments, but the one that you didn't mention was the whole idea that immigration is Jewish. Do you believe that immigration is Jewish?
That was brought up, but he actually cut that out.
Okay.
We did a lot of discussion. He cut out we did hours of discussion. He cut all that stuff out.
So you believe that the Jews are trying to replace white people in America? Is that correct or no?
I would argue there's some truth to that. Yeah.
You think so? Okay.
I would, yeah, and it's kind of funny because they don't they don't practice that in their own state at all.
And so you don't think that we should stop that, or we should continue it, or what's your opinion?
Well, I think immigration needs to be at this point extremely selective if we're going to.
We're already a minority. If we don't do mass deportations, what's the point at this point?
Well, again, you're going to argue from that perspective because of your perspective, and
Am I right
understand.
or am I wrong?
Yeah, well, that you can make that argument, but I do think that there is some merit from
There's
bringing
no
in people from other places
and then also with the
that
legal
have some skill set.
immigration, like,
Okay.
So do you support legal immigration? Do you not support it? What's your opinion on that?
So I think immigration works, but it's got to be. We have to fix it. We need an immigration moratorium for several years. We need to have. We need to fix our visa system. We need to fix our border. We need to fix the sanctuary city problem. We need to fix our asylum issues. We have so many problems when it comes to immigration. It's literally
So which
a
people would you
quagmire. It's a
allow into
disaster.
America? So which people would you actually allow into America?
I would go off of more of a O visa type thing where we would want people that are exceptional, that are really good at what they do, where we can't necessarily replace that skill set here. We don't have that skill set.
So a bunch of high IQ, like Chinese, is that what you, like, which nation?
Yeah, we would want to bring in the best and the brightest, and obviously be able to compete with some of our adversaries.
White people in America with Chinese people, is that correct?
Well, it's not necessarily about replacing.
Okay,
I
dilute.
So here's the problem. Let me be blunt about this because I've had this criticism of white people and white men in general. You guys have to get your women in check.
I
you
know.
guys don't have your women in
Yeah,
check.
I agree.
Let's talk about white people. You guys don't have your women in check at all. White women in general don't want to date white men.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them, are totally cool with being whores. A lot of them put off and push feminist propaganda. They're fooled by the Jews. They tend to be very impressionable. You guys need to get your women in check, and that is why you guys have the birthing crisis that you guys have, is because white women don't necessarily subscribe to having children young, having big families. They'd rather pursue,
Yeah. So actually, the reason that
Yeah.
I'm here is because when I was on Twitter, all the Wignat chicks told me to come here and to ask you to stop shitting on women. That was actually the original argument I was supposed to have.
No,
with you.
we need to continue shitting on them because they're the reason why you guys are getting replaced, quite frankly.
Okay,
So you should be having this discussion with your white women, actually, to be honest with you.
No, I mean, like, look. So you're here shitting on white women. Is that correct?
Yes, a lot of them subscribe to progressive ideologies
okay,
that
so-
are the reason why you
First thing-
guys are
Myron, the
quickly
first thing is-
declining
Myron,
in
listen.
citizenship.
You're not white.
Sorry.
We don't need you talking to white women, trying to interact with them at all.
And that's the problem.
Right. Off
That's the
bat.
problem. I don't need to
They're
be
not-
white
they're
to
not-
give a. See, here's the thing.
No,
You're
they're not
behaving
your
like a black
women,
person
Myron.
now.
Myron,
You're
they're
chimping
not-
out. You're literally behaving like a
No,
white
you're
person.
losing, Myron.
You are behaving like a
Myron,
black
you are
person.
losing.
So here's the
You
difference.
lost.
See, here's the funny
They're
part.
not your women, Myron.
When I criticize black people, they'll sit there and say stupid shit like you're saying. You're not black, so you can't criticize us.
They're
You're doing
right,
the same
they're right.
chip
You're
out
not
shit right
black.
now.
You're grifting.
Because I
You're
don't have to
grifting,
be.
'cause you're
I don't.
grifting.
See, here's the thing.
You're grifting.
Hey, Baldy, age of 47, relax.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Age of 47, relax.
No.
Here's the thing. I don't have to be white to be able to identify white problems as to why you guys have the problems that you guys have. Clearly, you don't have the platform or the ability to tell these women to get back in the fucking kitchen. So guess what? Now I got to do it for you because you don't have the platform to do it. So the reality is that, look, man, you can do what you want to do. You can say what you want to say. You can be a white nationalist. Cool. I actually fight and defend for your ability to do so. But if we're going to have this discussion about white replacement, etc., well, who controls and who are the gatekeepers to sex? It is the woman. So stop complaining. Stop crying because you sound like a fucking black right now. Let's be honest. You have a victim mindset. Stop being a pussy. Get out there. Tell your women. Stop being whores. Stop subscribing to feminism. Start creating families. Start going in the church. Start getting some white babies.
Can I respond?
Sure.
Okay, so look, to some degree, I actually do agree with you. But here's the thing. The problem here is that, we white people, we got to figure out what the roles are going to be for white men and white women. The problem is, I've talked to a lot of white folks, we don't want your Muslim, get the women back in the kitchen, put a garbage bag on their head. We don't want that. So when you're promoting that stuff, that's never going to work for us. Do you understand that?
Promoting Islam?
Yeah, you're Islamic.
I
We don't want
I
your
don't
Islamic
really,
values.
actually, if you watch my podcast, I don't really talk about religion ever.
Your literally view of women is basically Islamic, correct? That you hate them?
No. Actually, I would argue that. What are you, Christian?
No, I'm an atheist.
That explains everything. Yeah, this guy just hates everybody, including God.
And while I'm here, Myron, also just for the record,
God is black. I don't worship him. No,
Myron,
Jesus
Myron,
wasn't there.
and-
Ah!
Myron, one more thing. I gotta tell you. Finish.
So yeah, like
1 second. Let me just say one more thing. I
My
wanna tell
thing
you.
is because you're coming in from a position where you don't know. I don't promote Islam. I'm actually very I respect religion. I understand religion, but I kind of find it funny because Islam, Christianity, the Abrahamic religions in general kind of solve this problem. So maybe you might want to find God.
Yeah, I hate them all. No.
Okay, that's the problem. You might want to find God, and that would help you.
But no, listen. Your view of women is basically Islamic. You hate them. You want them to wear a garbage.
No, it's
bag,
based
you
on all
want
the
them to be in
Abrahamic
the
religions.
kitchen.
Devout Christians, devout Jews, and devout Muslims would agree with me that